Today's conversation is about the many steps in a criminal case. Understanding these steps allows you to make the best decisions possible to protect your rights and your freedom. So let's walk through it. Remember, there are exceptions to every rule, but this is how a typical criminal case goes. A criminal case begins with an arrest. An arrest is when you're taken into custody by police because they believe that you've committed a crime. When they arrest you, the police are required to read you your Miranda rights, which is the speech you probably heard on TV. Here are the most important parts. You always have the right to remain silent, and you always have the right to an attorney. After being arrested, you're taken to the jail at a police station where the booking process begins. During booking, you're in a holding cell until the police take your picture and fingerprints. Remember, during these booking procedures, you still have the right to remain silent. Any belongings you had with you will be taken away and stored in a safe place. Don't worry, as long as they're legal, you'll get them back when you're released. And maybe you remember my video on cell phones, but if you don't, here's a tip. You do not have to give them your password or your fingerprint to unlock your cell phone. After you're booked, a judge sets bail. Bail is a set amount of money which you can pay to the court in exchange for being released. It's meant as an incentive, a way to make sure that people released from police custody will appear in court for their next hearing. The amount of your bail depends on how likely it is that you will show up for court. If you can afford to post bail, and sometimes it's called bond, you're released the same day. You get paperwork telling you when and where your first court date is. As long as you keep showing up for court, you'll get your money back at the end of the case. If you can't afford to put up bond, you will stay in jail. Let's talk about the first court date. It is called an advisement hearing. The judge explains the charges against you. During this hearing, the judge also asks whether you're planning to hire an attorney. If you want a lawyer but can't afford one, the judge discusses those options as well. At the end of an advisement hearing, judge schedules the next court appearance. The next court appearance is a bit of a repeat. The judge asks the same questions because this is really important information. Then the third time you go to court, the case really begins. In my next video, I'll discuss the preliminary hearing, the try to make a deal stage, and how cases end up in front of a jury. I hope these tips were helpful, and thanks for watching!